Hey, Jake Bull, Habitat Pro here with Jake Ehlinger on his property. It's good to finally see you, Jake. Talked to you a lot over email and everything. And
great to meet you too.
I guess I'd just like to pick your brain on things that you've seen over this course of the time you've been doing this. How many properties have you say that you've looked at from, and then what are the sizes that you've seen?
You know, I'm going into my 14th year, so I'm thinking somewhere around 520, 580 properties to add it all up. There were a couple of years I did somewhere 65 to 70 properties a year, but typically I'm doing about 50 a year.
Wow.
So it doesn't take many years to add up. The sizes, you know, I'd say the normal size is from 40 to 120. I see some smaller, and I see some, of course, much larger. I just came back from an Illinois property of 2,200 acres, and out of that, we focused on the core 450.
Okay.
He had one particular area he wanted me to focus on, but that was a full day. I mean, from daylight till dark.
Wow.
Driving around on a gator and walking in all the ravines and hills. And,
right.
But we were able to see it all.
Now, from that perspective, kind of a follow-up there is when you're looking at a property that's that big, do you manage it as one, or do you manage it as pieces?
We break it into quarters, you know, and it's going to, and this being in the ravine country of Illinois, where you got the high top fields and the deep ravines, there we call them legs on those ravines. So we just focus on the northwest leg and the southeast leg and that sort of thing. Yeah.
Sure.
And then the legs may still encompass 150 acres. You might break that into 3 pieces.
Sure.
You know, because it's a big job
for a guy
to take off.
That's impressive there.
Yeah.
Okay, so anybody that hires you, Jake, they're probably fairly experienced at deer hunting, but why would you say it's maybe important to hire a consultant to kind of shorten up their learning curve, so to speak?
You know, most consultants in this business have been doing it for a good amount of time, and typically started out a lot like I did. They had their own hunting property, were frustrated, things weren't working out, so they experimented with a lot of things, and that's for sure my story. 30 years ago, I wanted better hunting, and I was frustrated with what was going on with the neighbors and the constant, brown and down situation. I wanted to shoot older, mature bucks, and so I just started playing with a lot of different things. And throughout that, I found successes and failures.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing I learned was entry and exit strategies. If you can't get in there and hunt, and without them knowing that you're there, you're not going to be all that successful. So the easiest deer to kill is the deer that doesn't know it's being hunted.
Right.
So entry and exit seems to always be an issue no matter what property I go to.
Oh, interesting.
And then, I've usually got 8 or 9 different options. If it's high ground, wet ground, next to an ag field, there's always something I can recommend that they can be successful to screen their movement.